Welcome to the No Life Gaming Show, episode 17? I believe we're on episode 17 nowadays. Let me double check here. I could be wrong. Yes, episode 17? If not, it is now. I'm getting nods from the crew. Don't forget to head over to our Twitter at No Lifes Gaming and our Twitch /no_lives. We got a good show for you guys today. We got few games that we've been playing. I got a whole Destiny 2 rant coming for you, all you Destiny 2 fanboys. I'm sure we'll agree with most of what I'm going to say. Tons of news, and then a deep topic. Maybe. We might have one, we might not, but let's hope so. Without further ado, let's just bring on the crew and get the show started. What is good, everyone? What is good?
What is really good, my dude?
Quite well, fam.
Quite well, fam, and lit.
What's that, my dude?
What's up, bro? You got a little
Jerry's
haircut,
just
man.
gonna be quiet.
No, I said a and yeah, I was typing a bunch.
It's a loud ass keyboard.
Mm-hmm. So
It's not really a keyboard. It's a rock. It's a hammer and chisel. He has to chisel out each fucking typeface.
Basically, dude. I was raised on those IBM keyboards, so it's just like cherry blues are light for me.
Chunk, 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 chunk. Every fucking button. Man, I haven't used one of those keyboards in a long time.
Dude, they were
called?
great.
The name
can't remember it. There is a specific name. I can't remember it. We just had like 5 of them, so I'd always take one and use it all the time. Like they were just bricks though. Like I mean, crap, you could kill small animals with that thing.
The Keytronics. That's what they are. Keytronics. Yeah.
Like those. Like I still have like a couple. Like seriously, you could just. They're so fucking heavy. You can just. Yeah. Like you can use them as self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
They don't break.
And they're like a disgusting like off-white color all the time.
Yep.
Like they come in like for some reason that was just the color of technology in the 90s.
That
just,
off beige.
Yeah, beige. Like, yep. Like dirty egg color. And then when you get it dirty, it just looks so fucking gross. Yeah. Did you ever use a computer like a keyboard at like someone who smokes and they have like one of those dirty ass IBM Keytronics? The most disgusting thing ever. Ugh. Anyways,
just covered in ash.
Covered in ash and fucking crust, Cheeto dust, Dorito dust.
It's like Samuel Jackson in Jurassic Park. He's just smoking at the computer as he's typing.
Here, I'm gonna throw up this little Google image for the viewers here. Hope you guys enjoy that one. That is so fucking gross. If you see a keyboard like this, just don't be that person's friend or acquaintance anymore, because they obviously don't care. They do not care. Anyways, let's talk about what we've been playing. Who wants to start? Should we talk about Divinity?
Original Sin? Well, I mean, I can just go over it real quick. I believe like a couple episodes I did uploaded a video of gameplay, but yeah, I'll do a review or something.
Sure. I
would say first of all, if you like classic RPGs, you should really fucking get it. First of all, second of all, if you've ever wanted to play a D&D campaign, but you can either never find anybody to play with, or the people that you do find to play with you don't want to play with, I would suggest picking this game up. This game is really good. It is really good. The combat's really in-depth so far. The character creation's in-depth. You can really do almost whatever you want to with your character. And the thing that impresses me the most, and I've probably said it tons of times over multiple Discords by now, I'm probably beating a dead horse to most people, but like the voice acting in this game, I just cannot believe it. I cannot get over it that it's over, I don't know, it's probably over 80,000 lines of dialogue, and it's all voice acted.
Yeah, that's like insane.
The narration's voice acted, everybody, like even the random motherfuckers that you just walk up to that have no bearing whatsoever on the game overall. You talk to them and they're voice acted. So, I mean, it really helps with the immersion because, you know, you can't just walk around and try to talk to somebody. And when you talk to them, you're like, oh, this one has a voice actor. This person must be important.
Right.
And you go over to some other random dude and just text pops up. And you're like, okay, well, I don't care about what you say because you're apparently not that important.
Mhm.
It's just fantastic so far.
Are your characters voice acted or just NPCs?
Your characters are voice acted.
Okay.
Everything
You got to
is
think
voice
too,
acted.
like, if say it is like 80,000 lines of talking, like voice acted talking dialogue, that it's not just like where it's a movie where you just cut that in. Like you have to actually code that into the game. So it's like it's insanity how, like, I remember hearing about it in Grand Theft Auto, like the amount of like how the big book that they had of all voice acting, and just thinking like how long that fucking takes. That is insane. And this is not a big team like as big as Grand Theft Auto or Rockstar. I'm not sure how big this team is, but from what I hear, this game is crazy in depth and you can get pretty far in it. And I loved the first one. I didn't get too deep into the first one, but from what I did play, I really enjoyed it. I just kind of fell off of it for some reason. But I think I might pick this one up and check it out.
I'm actually kind of interested in it too because I want, like, yeah, the first one was good, and from what I saw, like way back in early access, that still looked really good. The thing that I'm actually why I was wondering is like, remember Fallout 4 having like a big hoorah just because it had voice acting? Because like that was interesting to me. Is like, I guess it depends on how you're playing, but also if it has enough voice dialogue, which it sounds like it does. So that's not as big of an issue.
Mm-hmm. So what else do you want to say about it? Anything else?
Well, he's taking a phone call. It looks like.
Oh, he's taking a phone call. All right, so that's a good game. Don't let me. All right, so I guess we'll move on. We'll move on from this. It looks fun. This is the combat spotlight we're checking out. But cool.
I mean, yeah, from what I saw, like it looked like a lot of fun. I want to pick it up at some point. I've been way too busy basically this week to launch into that because I know,
yeah,
like those kinds of games, if you really want to get into them, it's like, all right, you know, here's a 80-hour campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That was I think the problem I had with the first one. It was just way too much to get, and it's not like an action RPG. It's like a turn-based thing with like a system to it. So it's like a super in-depth in all aspects of it, and you do gotta like sit down and get into it, and it's gonna take you a while to get through it.
I think
if you're looking for that, I'm sure this is a great one to pick up.
I think it'd be good with friends too, though. Just because like I have seen some playthroughs with it, especially with like a good solid group of like 4.
Right.
Like that seemed like a lot more fun because then you could also like get into the D&D aspects of it, like actually kind of role play and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, good old couch co-op.
Yeah. Well, it has full online support too. So it's like, oh, all right, that's pretty cool.
You know what? It looks like a cool game too to like play on like a home theater PC, like on your couch or something. Because I'm trying to build one, and I've been like thinking like you can't really play like Overwatch and stuff on that stuff on a home theater PC because you kind of need to sit and like be attentive. But something like this would be perfect. All right, we're moving on. Let's talk about the new Metroid, Doobie.
Yeah,
You're up, my friend. What'd you think of it?
It is a lot of fun so far. We played about
what's it called again
so far? Metroid Samus Returns. It's a reimagining of Metroid 2 from the Game Boy. And this is like our first kind of like real first Metroid release in a long while, not including that really shitty the Federation Force game that was just trash, because that game sucked. But this is really the first thing we've had in a while, and it's fun. Yeah, I really enjoy what they've done to the some of the mechanics, meleeing, hunting down Metroids. That's like what kind of the theme right now is. You're just hunting down Metroids. I haven't really gotten to like a real boss battle yet. Been mostly just like mini bosses, but I'm enjoying it. It controls really well. Free aim is something I wish they had in the older Metroids. After playing this one, you can actually like choose where to shoot instead of just shooting straighter at 90 angles, like a 90-degree angle. But yeah, no, this is it's a great intro to Metroid for a lot of people who haven't played it, and it's getting me hyped for the eventual Metroid Prime 4. And this is, this is a nice way to end the 3DS cycle with Metroid, and then we're gonna get the good Prime, like 3D Metroid in the future.
It's never gonna die, dude. It's never gonna die. It's just not.
The 3DS is just gonna somehow keep living on.
Yeah, dude. There's always gonna be a new Metopia or something like that.
Oh my god, get rid of it.
In 2022 on your 4DS.
Focus
Triple
on
XL.
the Switch. God damn it.
No, I'm mad about it.
Dude,
I will tell you.
It's a cash cow, and it's a great system still, so they're not going to.
I don't know if you guys watched that Nintendo Direct, which I really enjoyed. I thought it was really good. No, it was really good. What they showed, I thought was really good. What they didn't show, where I was disappointed. But they had a game for the 3DS that was just like a collection of the best 100 Mario Party games. And my first thought was, why the fuck is this not on the Switch? Like, this seems perfect for... You wanted a game to bring to somebody's house as a party game, kind of like how they wanted 1-2 Switch to be. How about 100 Mario Party mini games from the entire franchise?
So what are they putting it on?
The 3DS.
Yeah, that is so dumb.
I don't get it.
But dude, it'd cannibalize their sales of 1-2 Switch. Can't do that.
True.
1-2 Switch cannibalized the sales of 1-2 Switch.
True. I can't believe that they wouldn't put that on the Switch first. Like, get rid of this 3DS.
I got a feeling depending on how well it sells on the 3DS, they might either move it to the Switch or build upon that and realize, hey, people liked the old Mario Party games and didn't like the new ones. Maybe we should make new ones like the old ones.
Mario Party is such a great game.
Up until like Mario Party 6 or 7, then it just fell off.
I haven't played any of them. I've only
Mario Party
played
3 was the best.
I've only played up onto the GameCube, I think, and that was it.
That's like 5 or 6. That's where it was still good.
Yeah,
those were still good.
Yeah,
when it moved to like the Wii,
I love
then it
Mario
became
Party
shit.
because that's a game you can play with anyone, and it's like Monopoly. It's a game like Monopoly. It's like sort of like this board game with mini games. It's just a great party game, and it would be so perfect on the Switch.
It's how friendships are ruined.
Yeah.
It really would be that like they want to emphasize like you can take your Switch anywhere and play with anyone. Give me a Mario Party that's not shit. That'll sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, Metroid's good, and then been playing that Project Octopath Traveler working title demo they put on the eShop after that.
Yeah, I was accidentally playing that footage before.
No, man, like it's.
I'll play it now. This is the Octopath footage.
If you really like JRPGs, like really like them, this game is what you're gonna want to play, and it's an exclusive. I don't know
pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know what team is working on it from Square Enix, but they obviously know the retro. It's got like that Final Fantasy VI, like early Final Fantasy style sprite work, but with these really gorgeous 3D looking environments that are just, it looks like a painting. And then a really interesting battle system that reminds me somewhat of Bravely Default, which was a really popular Square Enix RPG series they put on the 3DS line. That was a kind of a callback to Final Fantasy as well. And you get 2 characters you can choose to play through out of the total of 8 that's going to be in the main game. The demo also has dual audio, which makes me wonder how far away this game really is that they included dual audio onto the demo. So...
What do you mean dual audio?
You can choose whether you want Japanese or English voice acting.
Oh.
And the fact that it had voice acting to begin with, I wasn't even expecting it to have voice acting. I was just expecting to read text. But almost all the dialogue, there's battle dialogue, of course. But yeah, I mean, if they're already dual autoing a demo, I'm putting this out there. My idea. I'm thinking this is either a February or March title. I don't think we're that far away from it actually coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They haven't released a date yet.
No, Nintendo UK apparently leaked a spring release, which would fall in line with a March. But I'm definitely thinking early, like maybe late Q1, early Q2 of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like with dual audio, it's going to be a simultaneous release in Japan and the US. And I wouldn't be surprised. This is going to be the first major non-first party RPG that's exclusive to the Switch. So, hey, Square Enix is putting their support behind the machine right now, and we'll see where it goes from there.
The game looks pretty good.
Yeah, it plays really well too. It takes a little bit of a learning curve to learn the battle system, but once you know it, it's just kind of like figuring out your opponent's weaknesses, and after so many turns, you can like build up these like boosts, so you can like if you want to hit your opponent 4 times in a row, you can, and you can power up your special moves by using more boost. So it adds a little bit of strategy to it that I like. What I want to see more of is I can't wait to see what it looks like when I have a full party of like 4 characters versus like upwards of 4 or 5 like harder enemies. Because right now the enemies seem kind of weak. And even the boss, I died once before I figured him out and was able to beat him.
Yeah.
So it's only a demo, so I expect it to, pick up in difficulty as you play the game.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, for me, as an RPG fan, this is a day one pickup for me, easy.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, the game looks interesting. I haven't been really playing too much on my Switch lately because well, let me explain. I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2, guys. And I actually wrote in the Discord about like I was like I'm probably not going to buy the PC version. I'm kind of already done with the console version. By the way, it was my birthday yesterday, and I picked up 4K TV, nice 65-inch 4K TV. That was my birthday present to myself. And then Kate got me the PlayStation 4 Pro today, and I'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But I've been pretty much just grinding away on Destiny 2, and I was enjoying myself for the most part. I was enjoying myself because it's fun to like team up with someone, like one of your friends, your fire team, whatever, and then kind of just going out and doing whatever you got to do to advance in the game. And really, right now, the only thing you want to do is just like advance to get to the raid, and then complete the raid, and then you kind of are pretty much done with the game. Now, unfortunately, I got up to the raid area, to the level to raid, and the raid system is just, it's so fucked up. They fucked it up, man. It's just not enjoyable at all. It's just not an enjoyable raid. It's just a slog of it's just bullet, spongy, like this weird puzzle mechanic that's the entire system, and it's just they didn't do it right. I don't know what happened to the game, because they did the raid systems pretty well in the first one, supposedly. Very much so like raids, like a raid you would expect, where it's kind of this gigantic kind of almost like a campaign, and it takes you a while to complete. But this one is really just like it's just not fun. And then you realize quickly that that's basically it. That's the end game. Like, you're done already. So really what happens is you go through the campaign, you level up to 20 throughout the campaign, which only takes about 6 to 8 hours. Then you take another maybe 6 to 8 hours to level up to raid. Then you complete the raid in another 6 to 8 hours. And that's it. And you're done. And that's the game. And then the only way I would continue playing this game is if it had some type of competitive outlet for it. There's no there's no esports or anything about it. The Crucible is just, you kind of just press one game, like you just get into the Crucible and it picks all the maps and it picks all the game modes for you, and there's no actual, like, there's no servers. You can't pick what kind of game modes you want to just only play. So it kind of destroys that level of competition out of it. And overall, it's just not fun. It's just, I don't know. I'm kind of upset that it fell into the same trap that Destiny 1 did. Because the way that they have the loot system and the way that they have the grinding in this game, it is fun. And the combat feels great. And luckily, that's the only thing going for it. It's just they didn't put enough shit to do. Like they either just focus too much on creating like guns and mechanics, or they didn't focus enough on like actual content to give you. Now there's like, public events and stuff like that. But for some reason, every time I go to a public event, there's like maybe one other person there, two other people there. I'm usually there by myself. So it doesn't feel like this huge community. This game has like over 1 million players on PS4 alone. And it doesn't feel like it. It feels just like, everyone's just hanging out in their own fire teams, doing their own thing. And then, of course, the Crucible is just like the deathmatch style. So I don't know. It's kind of just getting boring, and I'm already moving on from it, unfortunately. And I didn't want to feel this way because I was having so much fun grinding up to raid. And then, once you get into the raid, like once you get around the levels to raid, you just hear people talking about how much the raid sucks and how they don't do them, and they don't know what to do in the game. So they just constantly just spam public events, or they spam different things, or they just play Crucible. And I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind if you kind of just went up to endgame that quickly, but if it had a strong PvP system, if there was like a strong competitive PvP system, then I would be into that. If there was some way that your character and the power level that you have kind of translates into PvP, so you feel like you feel connected to your player, and that you want to level your person up so you can fight against better people who are at higher levels. But it's just they haven't figured that out. They haven't figured out how to do it. And unfortunately, I think it's going to do well on PC when it first releases, but it's just going to fall into the same trap. And everyone's either going to play Overwatch, which has a great competitive aspect to it. I was saying this the other night too. If Overwatch figured out a loot system like Destiny 2, where you constantly got different kind of skins for guns, you constantly got different helmets and different shoulder pads and different engrams and different emotes and stuff like that, where it's not just like a skin. If they figured that out, then that would be humongous for that game, even though it doesn't really need the help. But that would feel, for people like me who like that kind of constant reward of playing, that would be great. But because the competitive side is what keeps people playing, and that's the complete opposite with Destiny. You got this great reward system and this great loot system, but the competitive side's not there, and then just the whole lack of content just makes you just kind of bored of it. And it sucks because I know it's the whole community is just like, all right, now what do we do? The raid was a bust.
Sounds like they made leveling too fast.
Have you guys talked about what people on the subreddit were actually suggesting? Like one post that got upvoted, it was like 2K upvotes or some shit like that. People were actually like talking down to people that were saying that there's not enough replayable in-game content, and they were telling them that they were playing the game too fast and they needed to play the game less and space it out.
Who is saying that?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like, hey, I'm used to World of Warcraft, you know what I mean, where it's like, no, you still play 14 hours a day, you know what I mean? What I mean by that is like the actual act of leveling sounds like they did too fast if they don't have the content and end game to back it up. Because if they slow down the process, that would give them more time to actually have enough content at end game to be worth it.
Yeah.
But if you just breeze through it and then you're at end game and you're like, oh, okay, there's nothing.
You're at end game in like a weekend. If you really wanted to, you'd be at end game in like a weekend.
Like I think that's part of why WoW works so well in the beginning. Is it's like when the game first launched, there wasn't a lot of end game, but it took 6 months to get to end game.
Yeah. And that's why that game has such a huge following, or that's why it did have a huge following, is because, it kind of weeded out the people who didn't really want to play it, because you have to want to play that game. Like someone like myself.
It still had the rewards too, is the thing. Because what it sounds like to me almost is like, they need to come up with dungeons. Not just a
Yes.
raid, but like dungeons. You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's another big part of MMOs and loot grinds is
Yeah.
like, I mean, even Diablo, you know, greater rifts are basically the raids, but you still have regular rifts that you can run all the time. Things like that. They need that dungeon system that's,
And they
you know,
did
it's
say
not the
they
cream of
had
the
something
crop,
like
but there's
that.
something.
They have these things called lost sectors, which act as dungeons, but they're like 2 minutes long. You run in, you defeat the boss, and you get the chest right there. And there's like 5 of them, and they're all the same. They don't change. It's not like randomly generated dungeons. So that kind of goes out the window once you figure them out. I don't know what they're gonna do, but you know, they got to do something because otherwise people are gonna not play it anymore. The entire community breezed through this entire game.
All right, so the only one that what I've found mainly so far is
Which thread is it? So I can put it up. I'm here now.
The Destiny 2 subreddit.
Yeah.
Just sort by top of all time, and it's the first text post that says I regret buying this game.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And it's just saying that he's addicted and starting to forget what outside feels like, whatever. And then people are starting to say it's about balance, you know, go outside, fresh air won't kill you, stop playing. But I think that was actually sarcastic type thing.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I agree with balance, but I think that's in game design choice. It's not like go take a walk. Yeah. Like, I don't know, that's just a design choice that I think they could have done a little better, is what it sounds like. I'm still gonna buy it and play it. It's just like I'm
trying to look for I swear to God I found it. It might be in the other Destiny subreddit, like Destiny the game. Because I legit saw a front page of Reddit like on r/all, and it was about.
Yeah, there's 2 subreddits.
Yeah.
There's the Destiny the game subreddit, and then there's Destiny 2 subreddit.
Yeah, to me that sounds like pacing issues, because I mean you could fix that through pacing. Like, I mean, like, okay, make leveling up to max level that lasts a month. You can still make and design that as a rewarding system.
Yeah,
and then that gives you a month, you know, to actually come up with more content.
And there's no point for the raid because the gear at the end sucks. It's not like you're not guaranteed like a legendary or an exotic weapon. You're not guaranteed like something that you can't get throughout the regular game, which is so dumb. Like there should be like a specific set of things that.
Oh, there's not like a raid loot set?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad choice.
No, it's terrible. It's so dumb.
There you go. I posted a link to the thread that I was talking about.
Yeah, there should definitely be like raid loot, you know what I mean? And like that should be its own, like, it doesn't have to be monumentally better or anything like that, but it should be differential enough to, like, you know, reward a user for getting that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, in every other game, like if you see someone who's completed a raid, you can see that, like, it shows in the gear piece, you know what I mean? You can like see that person just walking around like, hey, that's badass, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm too afraid to use my shaders.
Yeah, for real. That's another thing too. It's like you don't feel like you're grinding to create a specific build. You know what I mean? Like that's a big part of a long-term kind of connection to your character. It's like I have to get this weapon that matches up with this because the stats are like this. There's none of that. It's just a constant RNG of different types of exotics that just constantly keep leveling up in your power. So you're just constantly just trading things for the highest power level because there's no end in sight. You're just constantly just getting more and more. So you don't feel like you have like a reason to grind towards something. You're just doing it just to get there and to just, I don't know, be able to play with your friends at the same level. Now, I will say though, with all that being said, with everything that I have against this game right now, I want to continue playing it. Like I want to be invested in it because it's just fun. The community is fun. The combat, I just love the combat of it, and I love the first person shoot over it. But I think what's gonna happen is that another kind of first person shooter is gonna roll around and just take its steam, and then maybe later down the line when they release the expansions, then people will get back into it. But the hype has kind of died out, and really what's left is just this loot grinding game. And that's all it is. It's just grinding for loot.
Well, that's fine. Well, that's fine. That's the point of the game, but it's a difference between is it a good loot grinding game and a bad loot grinding game.
It's just, I don't know. I don't know if you can call this a good loot grinding game or not.
I'm really nervous.
I'm waiting for PC. I don't know if it is. I'm just saying like that it is a loot grinding game, but you have to have design choices to make it a good loot grinding game.
And you got to have a lot of loot. There's not a lot of loot. At first, you think there is. They do a good job of making that illusion. But there's really not. There's really not.
But yeah, in that Reddit article that I linked, or not article, but self post or text post or whatever that I linked.
That's kind of a opinion article piece though.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Like you can like scroll down and look all of the bullet points of this guy is talking about what he doesn't like about Destiny 2. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. I think this was the main issue with staggering out your releases so hard. Like people are losing interest. And the thing is if people are losing interest, then I don't know, that's kind of deterring everybody else that hasn't pre-ordered the game on PC.
Yeah.
Like, so I think this was a mistake, staggering out your releases this hard.
So here's one good comment that I agree with by Beard Knight. He says, not going to lie, 90% of exotic perks are laughably bad. Kills me. It's like Bungie was too afraid to make something OP, so they went and nerfed everything. And yeah, I've gotten many exotics, and you just like, you want to use them so bad, but they fucking suck. Like they just do the dumbest shit. Like one is like this chain gun, and it just sucks. It's just you can't aim with it. It just shoots all over the place. The other is like this thing called Merciless, which has been getting a lot of shit from the community, and it's basically this huge fusion rifle, and it's supposed to just like destroy enemies, and it sucks. So you end up, there's just no point. There's no goddamn point to what you're doing. And this is the problem I have with the first one. It's just skinned it a little bit differently. They just added things to kind of buffer that feeling a little bit. So, maybe the reviews were good and a bunch of people got it, but then you get down to endgame and it's just this shallow kind of thing.
It's just so sad about how hyped we were about this game. And
I know. Oh my God.
And Wayne's just like, you know what? No, this game kind of sucks. But yeah, what I got from reading this op-ed pretty much was that, I don't know, like they pretty much just released vanilla Destiny again.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah,
like that's what it sounds like to me. And if they did, that's the dumbest fucking thing that I've ever heard. And if they did, the only reason that they did it that way, I can imagine, is so they can sell more expansion packs.
Yeah,
when expansions come out.
Yep, that's what
and
they
DLC.
did. They did, and I'm probably gonna buy the expansion packs. And I'm probably gonna buy. I haven't bought any fucking silver for emotes or anything like that. I refuse to do that.
Fuck that.
What I'm hoping to is like I'm gonna start judging it based off of next year, almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
guess.
But then you're already $120 deep, so you got to judge it on that amount of money. You can't judge it on the original price.
I know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said,
we got to wait for sales.
Is it worth $120? You know, that's.
Well, you got to ask the same questions though about Battlefield. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it worth $100? But yeah, I think it's funny. It's sad, really, that that you just said that you didn't like the game and you were already tired of it, and then you followed that up with, yeah, I'll buy the DLC.
I know.
Because
what I'm trying to say.
The thing is you really do feel like you just wasted your money if you don't buy the DLC. If the DLC comes out and everybody's like, you know what, this DLC is revolutionary, it changes the whole game and makes everything better, like Taken King. And then, you just got to be like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to drop another $40 on this DLC.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, then I'm just going to have Destiny 2 sitting in my library collecting dust because it's just bullshit.
Why do you have to rely on DLC to fix the game when you had that problem the first time and you're going to have the problem a second time?
I'm looking at you, Diablo 3.
I've been biting my tongue. I've been biting my tongue and I've been like not gonna say it, but yep, this sounds. It's actually
fool me
when you got to the
once.
exotics, when you got to everything else, I'm just like, huh? Yeah, I'm not
Fool me-
drawing any correlations, Diablo. No, not at all.
Fool me
Yeah, dude.
once.
It's
Shame
not
on
like
you.
this is only a Destiny thing. This is like a thing where, sometimes games just really suck. Like the original Diablo 2, a lot of people didn't even like that until Lord of Destruction came out.
Well, the problem now though is it is a Destiny thing now
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
repeated it. That's the problem.
True.
I mean, that was the problem with the original Splatoon. It came out, there was not enough stages, there was not enough stuff, and it took them a little bit of time to start adding content, but they added free content. And now Splatoon 2 is out, and it's adding free content a lot faster. So it's one thing when you release an incomplete game and don't charge for the additional stuff that comes later, and another thing to release a $60 game that's doesn't feel like it's done or doesn't
But it's
feel
got
like
on
complete.
this DLC.
And then it's gonna have another
Yeah.
$80 worth of DLC you're gonna have to buy to feel like you got anything.
You know what's really sad? I really wanted to talk about Divinity more, but I got that phone call.
Well, if you want, you go ahead. You could bring up some
Yeah,
extra
no,
points. if
I
you
can't
want.
even remember anymore, to be honest
Alright.
with you. I can't even remember where I was going or what I was at.
All right, here. How about this? Do you give it a score from 1 to 10? What's your score on it?
Oh,
And explain why.
And then follow up. How does it compare versus Neverwinter Nights?
versus Neverwinter Nights.
Yeah, that's an old school game, dude.
How does this compare versus Icewind Dale?
Icewind Dale.
Yeah, dude. But give it a score. I mean, so far it's a 10 for me, but I haven't completed the game. But it would have to fuck up and really shit the bed. Really, really shit the bed for me to give it anything less than like a 9 at the end. But like I said, I'm gonna try to do a full review for it. But yeah, it's really good. How does it compare against like the old school CRPGs? Like the combat isn't as frantic because if you remember back then, it was a lot of, like pause and you had to like buffer your buffs. Like you had to pre-pot and pre-buff and everything like that. And it was all real-time action, and this is all turn-based. But yeah, I mean, I really like it. I think if you like CRPGs, and I think if you like D&D or you want the D&D experience without actually having to play D&D, then play this game. Or if you want to have fun with friends, because it's up to 4-player co-op multiplayer.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. It looks fun to play in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Probably more fun and lasts a lot longer than Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you want to
that's-
spend $80 in DLC, buy Destiny 2.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to, but I'm gonna be
Or-
regretful about it.
Or spend $40 on Divinity Original Sin 2.
Or be like us and buy
and-
both.
And another $40 for Divinity Original Sin 1, because that was also a really good game.
Yeah.
Okay, actually the thing that I'm most saddened about reading this Destiny op-ed now
Yeah.
is the fact that it's like, all right, raids have been out how long? Like a week? Maybe
Almost.
going on
Maybe like
going
a
on
half a
2?
week. Maybe like
a half a week.
yeah, something like that. I
There's
think they
people-
just released on the 13th.
There's people already doing them in like less than 2 hours.
Yeah, there's some people like figuring out how to do them with only 4 players when you actually need 5. It's
What
It's
they
so
thought,
dumb.
They thought nobody was gonna know life this game? Come on.
No, they
That's
they
what this game
expected
is
people
designed
to.
to.
Yeah,
This is what this game
that's
is
the
designed to do.
problem. Yeah.
They
They fucked
expected
up.
a content drought.
they fuck up. And the raid is like a nice area. Like it's a cool change of pace. And I will say like they do try to like give you the rest of the story throughout like these weird other side missions throughout the game. But you don't feel like you're doing anything. It just doesn't feel like you're doing anything. Like part of why I like a lot of these loot grinding is because you're working your way towards a goal, whether it's a build or you want to try something out. You want to try that new weapon to counter your build and to see how that works. But this is like, it doesn't matter because you get into Crucible or PvP and none of that really matters. All of it is just depends on how good you can aim your crosshairs on someone, which is, I understand that in terms of like esports, but they're not winning any esports awards. They're not getting in an esports. This is it, man. This game is going to be doomed unless they bring an expansion pack that gives us all what we want, which probably will happen.
Yeah.
And can you judge the game on doing that. I don't know. I don't know if you can judge a game with its expansions.
I
attached
believe
to
that
it.
Yeah, you can. I think
well,
you
I
can.
mean- I
It
mean,
depends on the type of game, though.
you can, but I believe that we should be judging Destiny 2 more harshly now because this will be the second time that they did it. Like the first time when Taken King came out and everybody's like, "Oh my god, this changes the game. The game's so good now. It's so much better." Everybody was happy, and then and I'm happy to hear it. Oh yeah, they really fixed the game for everybody that's enjoying playing it. That's really cool of them. And now it just feels like they're like, okay, well, we did that last time. We're just going to do it again. To guarantee our DLC sales. I don't know.
They looked at I don't know. They looked at the World of Warcraft model and was like, "Ooh, that's a lot of money," and then they forgot part of the World of Warcraft model is that like, well, yeah, the base game had this much, and then Burning Crusade like quadrupled the amount, and then the next one like quadrupled. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not only that, but there's only one World of Warcraft. There's not. They didn't come out with World of Warcraft 2.
I wish they would. 3. I wish they'd come out with World of Warcraft 2, and all it was a vanilla and Burning Crusade server.
World of Warcraft 2 Electric Boogaloo. That didn't happen,
And then release less content.
I mean, the demographic of World of Warcraft is also like there's no PS4, Xbox One version of World of Warcraft. It's PC gamers. Destiny 1 didn't come to PC. Destiny 2 is getting a delayed release to PC. So, their core demographic is complicated.
It's just because it's a looter shooter, though. It's a looter shooter. Like, even being a console looter shooter, you're still expected, like, no, you're going to stick 500 hours in this game.
Yeah,
like Borderlands 2, I can sink 500 hours into.
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say. You want a good looter shooter, Borderlands.
I want a new Borderlands. That's what I want. I want a Borderlands 3.
Well, Valve doesn't believe in the number 3, so you're...
No, they do not.
All right, let's move on to news. I wish we had like a fucking thing that I can press that kind of does like a news sound.
It's just like Valve doesn't believe in Borderlands 3.
Like we're on like a radio show. It's like news in the morning
exactly.
with Little Dicky and the dog. That shit.
Oh my god, what are you doing? Talk radio? Like really?
Yeah,
talk
like,
radio.
That's what
ham radio.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Do Cox and Crendor in the morning.
Battleborn, no more content after fall update. Goodbye, Battleborn.
Dead game.
See you later.
Overwatch killed you.
Which is weird to me still, but yeah.
Wait, what game has more concurrent players? Battleborn or Lawbreakers?
That's a good question. Let us find out.
Had
I'm interested to know which game has more concurrent players.
Didn't Lawbreakers have like 50?
Yeah, but does Battleborn have less than 50?
I'm going to tell you right now. Playing an hour ago, 76.
Wow.
God damn.
Now let's see Lawbreakers.
Damn, if it's bigger than Lawbreakers, that's actually impressive.
Lawbreakers 140, so
okay,
it's a little bit better. There's only 140 people playing Lawbreakers.
Now, humor me. How many are playing TF2 still?
I mean, it's free.
Doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
The game's like 40 years old.
That's my point.
50,000.
Exactly, that's my point.
50,000.
The game is old as crap, but it's still
old. Yeah, that just goes to show, man. Good gameplay is all. That's all you need.
That was why I wanted that number. Is like I'm even as old as it is, I know TF2 is still probably going to be spanking those games.
And lots of hats.
I didn't realize that many people are still playing that game. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
People like hats.
Yeah, I've never played Battleborn, so I know nothing about this game.
Yeah, I just put it in there because I thought that was kind of crazy. I mean, the game's been out how long? Like a year, maybe.
Since Overwatch.
It came out right at the same time as Overwatch.
Yeah.
Which Overwatch killed it, and it's still weird to me that it killed it because they're not the same. They're not. I don't know. They're not that comparable.
I guess people
more
trusted.
Like a MOBA.
People trusted Blizzard a lot more than they trusted Gearbox.
But it's different. It's not even like that though. I know. It's a marketing thing. Marketing killed it is the problem. And release time. But I mean, that's as much as I love Blizzard. That is the Blizzard special. Blizzard always has done that for like every game. Is like
Get everything hypey.
it's hypey, but it's just like I see you have this expansion released for right now. Ours is gonna come out a day before.
Yeah, it kill all the momentum.
Yeah, and like they're notorious for that. Like with Diablo, World of Warcraft, like all of their games. Like if there's a competitor coming out, they're like, oh, but our huge expansion's coming out the day before.
Do they do that with HOTS versus League of Legends?
They probably
Heroes?
try, but yeah.
I mean, I know Heroes is definitely not like it loses to League.
Well,
But-
I mean, they're still doing it. Like Final Fantasy was having like a huge expansion, and then so Blizzard's like, oh, 7.3 is going to release that day. Like Battleborn.
right before
Oh,
like,
we're going to
Heaven's
release
Sword or whatever
Overwatch
it's
right
called.
then. Yeah, like they always do stuff like that.
I never got into MMOs. Like if I did, probably Final Fantasy 14, but at this point, I don't have that kind of time.
So I'm finally finished with the affogato recipe. Just want to let you guys know. Fire. Anyways, moving on. Warframe shows off.
That's a great video game.
Warframe shows off expansions, open world action.
This is actually, I think this is actually pretty big news because I mean,
Warframe's
it's
awesome.
actually
Warframe is
What?
awesome.
Yeah, it's like they definitely know how to make a game grindy.
Yeah, but
looter
free,
shooter
but also
grindy.
free.
Yeah, it's free, it's
198
grindy as
hours.
fuck.
198 hours is on my Steam right now.
Yeah, dude, that's nothing. I got a
Yeah.
friend that sunk 600 hours into this game.
Oh
It's
wow.
not a bad
Span of
game.
like 2 months. It was fucking dumb. But yeah, man, like this
It's
is
not
pretty
bad.
big.
It's just too grindy. It's
Yeah,
way
it's
too
really-
grindy.
It's really grindy. If you don't want to spend money, like you're looking like farming like 10 hours to get a suit. like
More than
crazy.
it's more than that, dude. It's
That's
okay.
what Destiny 2
I have-
needs. It needs that though. Destiny 2 needs
It
that.
needs a little
It
bit
needs
of that.
it needs a
little
little
bit
bit of that. It doesn't need Warframe of that because I was gonna say, all right, yeah, I have 200 hours in this game. I've bought suits. I still only have like 6, maybe 6,
Mhm.
7, maybe out of like the
Yeah, but
40.
you probably loved that suit when you got it. You probably were
Oh
like,
yeah,
suit.
I
Like
I
Destiny,
loved
you're just like,
spending
oh,
50
great.
hours to get that one suit.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You don't have that in Destiny. You get something and you're just like, I'm just gonna fucking dismantle it in 2 minutes when I get the next one. There's none of that. There's no like yes, I finally got this gun I've been waiting for forever. No, you don't have that feeling because you get everything all the time, and they fucked that up. They that's the only thing that they had to do right, and they fucked it up. Anyways,
I think there can be a balance. Like
Yeah, I'm
you
sure
need,
that
you do
that's-
need that, but you don't need 50 hours.
No,
when I
right.
paid $60 to
Yeah.
then do another 50 hours to be able to play the fucking game.
no, you
Yeah,
need a little bit of it, like we
War-
were saying, just a little bit of it.
Warframe is fun to play, but it's obviously time gated. Like it's painfully time gated.
Yeah.
But
And that's
but
easy
yeah,
for them to make money on, so you can buy.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck that, I'll just buy this thing.
Yeah, because the game is fun to play, but yeah, this new expansion is it's actually pretty big news for the game because it's basically gonna change up the game structure. Because the new expansion is gonna bring it into the world of like open world MMOs. And that's really weird because it's always been like mission based,
Yeah.
kind of like Destiny. Like Destiny has the hub, and then
It was like Mass Effect, almost like Mass Effect.
yeah, like that's pretty cool. I might try to play a little bit more of it. I doubt it.
Yeah, I
it.
think
I'm
it's
probably not gonna play it.
I'll
You'll
wait
probably
till
play
it
for like
comes
an
out
hour,
and
and then
try
you'll
it.
be like, fuck this, I need to spend another 80 hours to do this.
Yeah,
It all depends. Like if they do it right, I'll play it around for a bit. But it's one of those
grinding.
games that it's so good, but at the same time, they just killed it for me because of that time gate. Yeah.
Yeah, the time gate, man. It's painfully time gating. I remember playing, I didn't even put that many hours into it because I realized like from the get-go, I was like, dude, this is a fun game. And then I started playing it a little bit more and I was like, man, I can't really build anything. I can't really craft anything. Why is that? Oh, okay. They're basically like, okay, you could either spend like 10, 15 hours trying to craft this suit, that you want, or you can give us like $5. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
That's more than
Okay.
$5. That's
Yeah,
the other part. That's the other side of it. Is no, it's actually pretty bleeping expensive.
Bleeping.
Yeah.
This motherfucker said bleeping.
Thank you for that. Let's keep our ad revenue coming in.
I know, yeah. I'm already realizing already, like, yeah.
This mother flipping son of a gun.
Or how about like the epic food
Mother
time with the
flipping
flipping
little,
melon farmers.
little bird?
Fudge muffins.
Fudge muffins.
All right.
But no, like
Call-
it's
Oh, go ahead.
it's just if they time gated it better, it'd be a good game because I have spent a decent amount of money on it, and the only times I've spent money on it, which is why sometimes I do give them some crap that they kind of deserve, because the devs are actually cool. Like the devs do a good job of giving away free stuff, but it's telling to me that if you haven't logged into that game on like in a month, they have this reward system that like rewards you for days played. But if you haven't logged in like for say like a month, it's just telling that for some reason every time I haven't logged in for a month, the daily rewards all of a sudden, hey, off in-store credits and just stuff like that. Like otherwise it's just meaningless crap. But if you haven't played in a while, for some reason it's always been like, hey, here's a discount, spend money, play the game more.
Yeah.
Wink,
Well,
wink,
welcome to
nudge,
2017, man. That's every fucking game these days. Like Madden has in-store credits to buy. It's just like, no, I don't. What? Madden? Anyways, Call of Duty World War II open beta hits PC on September 29th. I'm excited. I'm a Call of Duty fan. I haven't been too into it in the last couple ones, but I'm excited for World War II. And playing Destiny got me more excited about Call of Duty because it's more of like that online competitive shooter, and I do like that. And I'm just looking for another one that's kind of lets you level up and get different gear and, you know, try to make different builds. And Call of Duty is arguably, in my opinion, one of the best ones in terms of building out a great combat system, a fluid one that lets you figure out builds and figure out great setups and to wreck other people with. And this one's such in World War II, and the PC beta hits September 29th. Best
Yeah, it's really
believe
cool
I'm
that
getting
it's really cool that it's open beta too. So everybody will just be like, okay, let me just try it out. Like I don't even really like Call of Duty that much, and I'm still gonna play it. I'm still gonna try it out.
I love
why not?
I love the World War II ones when I was
Yeah,
growing up,
World
so
of
I
War-
want to try it. Yeah,
All I wanted from this is for Doobie to say, I'm excited for World War II.
Are you excited, Doobie?
Call of Duty. World War II. Just like, give me a game where I can shoot Hitler.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
dude,
Go play
if the-
Wolfenstein.
I'm done. Great, man. Let me kill Mecha Hitler. It's great.
Yeah, go
Old
kill
school
Super Hitler.
Wolfenstein.
I want Big Red 1. I want 2017 Big Red 1.
But yeah, like I think it's cool that it's open beta. Basically, like I'll play it. It's obviously going to be pretty much just like a server test.
Yeah.
See if you can
Their
handle servers.
in my opinion, servers have always been pretty good.
Yeah, well, I mean, it fucking better be. It's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like,
They have like $1 billion to spend on
Yeah.
servers. Better be good. I'm pumped on it. I'm excited on it.
the
I'm
next
excited on
news piece next week: Call of Duty World War II set to have peer-to-peer servers.
it. Minimum requirements for Call of Duty's beta is a NVIDIA GTX 660 and an AMD Radeon HD 7850. That was actually
That's pretty.
my
low.
graphics card I had 2 generations ago. Pretty good, pretty optimized.
Yeah, that's pretty
i3
low.
Intel i3 3225 or the equivalent, 8 gigs of RAM. It's pretty low.
Yeah, except the 8 gigs of
It's-
RAM. That was kind of crazy, considering the rest of the stats. Is I was expecting like 4 gigs or 2 gigs of RAM.
I'm
Yeah.
almost wondering if it's on the same engine as Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Well, no,
with
'cause
specs
those-
like that.
I don't
Well,
think
That's
yeah.
like the exact same specs.
No, that's my point. Yeah, for minimum specs, that's about exactly the same. Yeah,
I don't think so, but we can find out.
I mean, they're both Activision games. Never know. Like probably different, but those are basically the same specs. I think the only biggest difference was with Destiny, you could have worse CPU,
They're using
but it was the same GPU specs and things like that.
wait, is this by this is an Infinity Ward, is it?
I have no idea anymore.
I don't know
They
which one.
they
who makes
switch
this
off
one.
like every other iteration. So
Basically,
who made the last one?
We don't really know who. They've been using the Infinity Ward engine for pretty much every single one, but I'm not sure if this new one is Infinity Ward or not. Let me double check. I want to make sure. Who's the other one? Treyarch, right?
Yep.
That was just odd to me because it's
Oh, this is developed by
very
all
similar.
3 of them. This is weird.
Sounds like it. Well, yeah, dude, it's Call of Duty 3, World War 3, World War 2.
Oh wait, no,
thirds.
this one's
Boots
this
on
one's
the
being developed by
ground.
Sledgehammer. This is being developed by Sledgehammer. So the way they have a 3 development cycle. So Infinity Ward gets 1 year, Treyarch, and then Sledgehammer, so they trade off every year. I think last year's was Infinity Wards when they did the Infinite Warfare.
What's the
Go to
last one
space.
Sledgehammer made?
I don't
I've
know.
never
That's a
even
good
heard of
question.
them
That's a good question.
making a Call of Duty game. I've never heard of them.
Last one was a Big Red one.
Theirs was Advanced Warfare,
Oh,
and then they did Modern Warfare 3. Now we know. Usually the Infinity Ward one is the one that everyone gets excited about. It's usually the Modern Warfare ones.
Did they also do PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds? I don't know. I'm just reading the ads now. Like, did they do this? Did they do this other ad?
All right, next story.
That actually, I don't know if we talked about that. But they did smash another Steam record apparently. So,
what,
PUBG?
PUBG?
yep.
Who's really surprised at this point? Not me.
No,
Oh, man.
that's why I didn't like include it. I did see that the other day that they smashed another Steam record for like.
Well, that's probably
players
because
concurrent.
PewDiePie dropping the N-bomb playing that game.
Yeah.
Gave him a nice little boost to sales there.
Obviously.
Gave him a little
They don't
boost.
have any issue with PewDiePie being racist,
No,
but they
man,
do
it's-
have issues with stream snipers.
yeah, right?
You guys. Fuck stream snipers.
Yep. Because
Yeah,
you can prove it. You know,
fucked
you can
up.
prove it.
Dude,
No,
and
it's
Wolfenstein.
honestly-
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I was just gonna say that game's gonna skyrocket once it comes out on Xbox, and then 2 months later it's gonna crash back to what it is now.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I believe.
I disagree.
Yeah, we talked about this last
Yeah.
week, I think.
It's still gonna happen.
Every
Dude.
time PUBG on console gets brought up, we're like, it's
gonna
gonna
happen.
suck on console, and then Wayne's like, I disagree, and then we talk about it for a little bit.
No, yeah, we're not talking about. We're gonna talk about Doom and Wolfenstein 2 heading to the Nintendo Switch with a surprise announcement from the Nintendo Direct over the week. I'm pumped, dude. And I
Yeah.
saw the gameplay footage, and it looks like it's running nice and smooth. The graphics look
Yeah.
like complete shit, but it's nice, running nice and smooth, man.
I'll be surprised. You know, if it hits 60 frames, I'm okay. I think max.
Is that what they're
gonna be able to
saying?
reach. Well,
think
they
you're-
said it's going to capture the feel of Doom, which means to me 60 frames. Like
I think
that's
I'm-
the feel of Doom.
I think you're getting a
It's
stable
fast.
30.
Me too.
I think you're going to get a stable 30.
Yeah.
It's
But
gonna be interesting.
Or just
The
like it's
graphics
just
are
gonna
be
go up
nice.
and down.
I don't
It's
have
gonna
a,
be max 720p. Max 720p.
I don't have a I don't really have a dog in this race because I don't have a Switch and I'd much rather play shooters on PC. But this does excite me in the fact of more substantial third party support and more mature rated games.
Yeah.
That's always been an issue with Nintendo. It's like they never want to put mature rated games on their system
Mhm.
ever.
I mean, there's
There's a
also,
couple. Doobie don't fucking.
You can count it
don't-
on your hand. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be like, yeah, well, they do it
Well,
sometimes.
you
It's like,
say
no,
that
they don't.
too.
They
fucking
did
do
this
it.
one game for the Wii.
exclusive.
You remember when they ported Resident Evil 4? Okay. Eternal Darkness on GameCube. All right. Like-
Eternal Darkness. I
Yeah,
forgot about
dude.
that game.
That was a good game.
I
The
mean,
psychological horror.
Resident Evil 4
Yeah.
on the GameCube is like one of the best ways to play that game.
Yeah, we're reaching.
So we
back,
want
though.
more.
Yeah,
Is
we're
the point.
Yeah.
Well, this
Yeah.
is good
Not like we
news.
got
This is
Mad
definitely
World
good
on the
news.
Wii.
But again, it's Bethesda, so it's kind of like it's like their only like good third party developer. Like they need to get more of those Bethesda's companies.
Bethesda would, and let's be real though. Bethesda would re-release one of their games on a fucking Engage if
Yeah,
they had
exactly.
the ability to.
Exactly.
Like they would bring Skyrim to Virtual Boy if they fucking could.
Yeah.
The
Like,
nice thing with Doom
Can
is
you
that
play-
they are custom building the game. It's not just like a straight
shitty
port.
port.
They are, yeah. It's not like just a shitty like. We'll throw it on there real quick. They are custom building to have it run on the Switch, which does show that they are putting at least some effort into it.
They must
Yeah,
have a
well,
whole
you
know
team
what?
that does that. That just
Yeah.
ports
ports.
things.
Oh yeah,
You see, it's not because it's a Tegra processor, so that also breaks out mobile. That has nothing to do with it. It's literally what the game actually is going to be. Is you're going to play it for about 20 minutes till you come to a console, and then you get on the console, and it's just Skyrim.
Yeah. The first like door you open by looking down and pressing something is just going.
And then you're playing Skyrim. You're playing your
Yeah.
third Switch copy of Skyrim.
God damn
Then you check your phone, and it's Skyrim.
Yeah, dude, Skyrim fucking everywhere. Bring out Elder Scrolls fucking. Oh, fuck it. I don't even want to talk about it. All right.
Dude.
Yeah, Doom. I'm pumped. Doom, Wolfenstein 2.
Hey man, maybe
No, it's
Fallout
pretty
gets
cool,
on
yeah.
the Switch at some point.
Yeah, maybe
mean,
every game from 2015. Just add them on there.
Yeah. Dude.
But hey,
Fuck.
at least you can take them on the go.
Very true. Very true. In 720p.
Wayne's like, I wonder if they have a port department. Yeah, and it's like the most well-funded department out of every
it's just
out
this
of every
massive,
publisher ever.
It's just this massive enclave of just
Yeah.
people.
So what
there.
can we put Skyrim on today, boys?
Yeah, exactly.
dude.
There's just a list of just all different devices that they're porting Skyrim on.
It's like, hey, dude, did you hear Apple released a new iWatch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
if we can get Skyrim on that bitch.
Nintendo
Just go to
Switch
the-
has NES emulator and a copy of Golf, says Data Miners.
I mean, that's kind of interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
I just threw it in here.
No,
Yo,
I saw that
man,
pop up for
this-
me too.
This is a legitimate virtual console. NES and
Yeah.
golf.
Yeah, it's nice to know that the Switch has Nesticle somewhere on it down there, embedded in its core structure. Somebody uploaded a Nesticle file, the emulator.
I mean,
The
that's
file
fine with
name
me.
under the file name Flog,
Flog.
which is golf. Backwards.
I
If you
thought they
didn't-
were
if you
just
didn't
talking
catch
about
that.
flogging themselves because they don't have a virtual console.
But you have an emulator.
Yeah, that you have to date them on.
So switchbrew.org noticed this game packs instructions specific for the Joy-Con controllers, at least according to the images they supplied. So I guess that's how they kind of dug into it.
Dude, it's just all it is it's just trying to get people to buy more Raspberry Pis.
Something.
It's in there. Well, it's definitely in there.
It's in there because one
mean-
guy got bored and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to sneak this shit."
Just
in
fuck
here
with
real
someone?
quick."
Just fucked with someone so hard when they
I
find
mean,
it.
if you really want to play NES golf, just wait until 2018 for the new NES minis to come out, and then hack
Pretty
it and emulate golf that way.
Yeah.
You know that's the real reason why you don't have a virtual console yet. They're trying to
Yeah.
release all
Oh,
these
I know.
fucking all
I
these
fucking know. I
retro
fucking know.
Raspberry Pi boxes.
We're in there, yeah, and they're making a killing on them.
Yep.
It's okay. It's actually Skyrim.
What do I sell?
Have I been that jokey to the ground yet?
And,
Is it dead yet? Can I keep doing
I
it?
mean, as long as they keep bringing out
Dude,
Skyrim,
when
no.
can I get the Elder Scrolls Skyrim mini box?
Don't even say that, dude. You know
Next.
they're trying to make that now.
Yeah, Bethesda sees this show, they watch us, they love us. They're gonna take that idea now and not give us any rights, any money for it.
Speak for yourself. They're giving me my rights. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite DLC characters announced, including Venom and the Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Man, I love
I don't
when
know, I don't
a
play
game
that
comes
game.
out and announces DLC already before it even releases.
That's like a
Oh.
fighting game staple now. It's like
I don't
nobody.
give a fuck if it's a staple. It's awful.
Yeah, I mean it's a bad business model in my opinion, but well, I mean, actually, it would be a great business model since people are actually buying the DLC. But yeah,
Of
I don't
course
know,
they're
it's a-
buying the DLC. They want a full roster that they should have had at release.
This is
Yeah,
what
it's
fighting games should do. I just thought of it just now. Make the game free, but you have to purchase the players.
the characters.
It comes with no characters. You have to buy the characters. Maybe
Each-
one.
Each character's like $20.
Yeah. Or maybe like $5 or something. Maybe a
Oh,
little
let's-
less.
let's
Whatever
try to get-
equates to whatever they want to make.
I mean, that's
Let's try to make
$5
this
is-
let's try to make this as cancerous as possible.
Well, no, because how many fighting games do people play? They only play one character their entire time.
If you want to be decent, yeah.
So you'd figure,
Play
you
one
know,
or two
you can get away
characters.
with a nice, you can like get pretty good and you only spend like $5 on the character.
Do the
I
League
will,
of
I mean, I
Legends
will
model.
say,
That's another right that I'm going to have to copyright right now before Bethesda steals it.
I mean, $5 for a DLC character. And like, I don't mind DLC characters. I just don't care for DLC characters that are announced at launch or before launch.
Or, yeah, before the game, yeah.
Like, give it like at least 6 months, God, maybe 3 months at least before you announce your DLC characters.
Nah, there's no shame here. Not for Capcom.
No, Capcom, good. That's a company with no shame.
Yeah.
They are literally shameless.
I do want to see that Monster Hunter character though. All about that Monster Hunter.
Got to
I'm
pay
just- I'm
$20
just-
for it.
You
Yeah,
think
I'm
it's
just
the one
kidding, I'm
based
not-
on the new one for PS4?
I would imagine. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, it's Marvel versus Capcom, so probably not. It's probably gonna be like the more cartoony, older models. I don't know. Do they show a picture of it?
I didn't see
don't
it.
think that they do.
I didn't see it. 100 million raised for charity from Humble Bundle sales. That's insanity.
Yeah,
That's
that's really good.
ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Humble
What can I
Bundle
say? I
killing
mean,
it.
what can I say? People wanna say, oh, you know, gamers, they do things for a good cause, and I mean, that is true with like SGDQ and stuff like that. But with Humble Bundle, it's like, man, you're trying to give me what, like $300 worth of games for $15? Okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah, so smart of them. So smart of
Yeah.
them. And sometimes I'll buy like a humble bundle and I won't even play the games.
You'll play like one game.
It's just
for
such
like
a good
15
deal.
minutes. Yeah.
It's just such a good deal to deny, and I'll never play those games. Like,
And
all right,
that-
let's see what humble bundles are out right now. Let's see.
Oh, I already have it open. There's a end of summer sale, which apparently in the store there's a summer sale going on. But yeah, there's tons of shit. For $1, you get 5 games. For $1.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you
For
got
$12. For $12, you get 12 games. That's
you can
fucking-
get Grand Theft Auto 5. This is the most popular ones. Grand Theft Auto 5 for only $30. Prey for $30. Not worth it. Don't get Prey for $30. Wait till it drops on like $5-10. Fallout Season Pass $30. What else? What's new here? Dishonored you can get pretty cheap. Let's see the bundles. Game bundles. You can get book bundles too. I forgot about that.
Yep. I think they're Warhammer 40K or Warhammer books this month.
Dead Rising, Tesla Effect, Resident Evil 4, Sonic Generations, Renegade Ops for $688. You can get these aren't very good this month.
There's the monthly sub too.
These aren't very good this month. Where's that at? I'm trying to find it. I don't know. I can't see it.
The humble monthly or whatever.
Oh, here it is. Tomb Raider. $12, you get Tomb Raider, which is actually awesome. That's a great game.
Hey, 7
that's
Days
why-
to Die for like $9. I think Skittles and a couple more people play that game. I think Grimes plays that game. M. Grimes.
That's why they made 100 million for charity. That's crazy. Now I don't know. Is that like actual like 100 million went to charity, or they just raised 100 million for
No,
charity?
I mean, like,
so I'm sure they
over-
get a cut, right?
Oh yeah, like over the lifetime of Humble Bundle, they've raised 100 million, is what it's basically saying.
I wonder how
but
much
yeah,
actually goes.
like, well, I mean, that's the thing about Humble Bundle is when you buy a bundle or you buy a game, it lets you change the percentage of how much goes to charity and how much goes to the game developers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, so if you were to try to, I don't know, pay for the new bundle or whatever, there's this option. Like, if you press the button right now, it takes you immediately to the bottom. It's like, purchase the Humble Capcom Sega Atlas bundle. And there's this option though, like right below the prices, it says choose where your money goes, and there's just sliders where you can change where, you know, how much goes to the charity, and it automatically adjusts everything else.
Right.
And Humble Tip and publishers, like, I don't know, it's a really good system, and I have no idea how they did it, because these games are really fucking cheap. And
They must
you know,
get some type
it
of
works
like.
with the it works deals with the devs. The devs
Yeah.
are getting nothing for doing this other than like good publicity.
good publicity. Yeah, shut up, Jerry. He's like, you fucked it up a little bit, and so I immediately fucked it up. But yeah, they not only do they get good PR, but they get
Great PUBG-licity.
yeah, tax write-offs. I'm sure they can write off taxes.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm
like
thinking.
this-
They probably write the taxes off and they take a whatever cut. It's probably not a lot of. There's no real inventory, right? It's just codes. So they just get the codes at some like super deal. Like, here, give us 100 codes for like $50, and then they work out how to do the bundles. It's pretty cool. Pretty good idea. But it's like I said, you usually get these because the deals are so good, but you never play these games for more than like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
So
I don't
be
even
careful
wanna
with
tell
the
you-
humble bundles because you can waste some money there. It is a money trap.
I don't even want to tell you how many games I have in my library, and over
You're gonna have to tell us, man. You're gonna have to tell us.
over 75% are from Humble Bundles, and the rest are from Steam sales, and it's like a handful are games that I buy outright. Yeah, I have it says I have 704.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
How many do you play?
Let's see, installed right now I have 154 games installed.
How many do you play?
How many
League
do I
of
play?
Legends,
League of
yeah.
Legends. League of Legends.
Divinity Sin 2.
I played a good bit of Hearthstone.
God, if you want to talk about a game that's going downhill,
Yeah, no shit. No, I don't want to talk about Hearthstone.
Yeah,
I
that's
want to forget about it. I signed up for the new Magic the Gathering Arena beta, so
Nice.
hopefully that goes somewhere. It probably won't.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't know. That's a pretty huge
gave up.
community, though.
Magic
Telltale.
or Hearthstone.
Telltale Games names former Zynga boss its new CEO.
Yeah, that's
Zynga.
crazy. It's Zynga.
They're gonna
That's crazy.
fuck. They're gonna fuck that
Bazinga.
studio up.
Yeah, I saw
You do
that.
not want the lead of Zynga for your fucking walking simulator game.
Yeah.
You're gonna see like Farmville by Telltale.
Yeah. Well, not
Candy
only that,
Crush by Telltale. Shit like that.
Not only that, but it's going to come out with like episode 1, and then you're going to play it, and like after 30 minutes, it's like you need to wait 2 hours before you can continue playing.
Or buy
Dude.
these coins, these fast pass coins, for only $4.99 each.
That'll
Yeah.
let you play the game.
I'll tell you what, though, that's one of the most interesting business models in gaming that I've ever seen was the Zynga model. So if you're a business and you want to make some money, I guess he's the guy you want. He's the guy, right?
If you want to lose all your integrity,
Yeah, and just cash out. He's the guy. I don't know how you could really fuck up Telltale games. I guess if you just had bad writing and if he just like puts on terrible writers like really cheap and just fucking hoards all the cash. But you know, there's not like he's taking over Blizzard or something, right? It's just like it's kind of whatever. I'm interested in seeing where that goes. You heard it here first, though.
I mean,
Start
well,
to see Telltale go down in the dumps. You know why?
Probably. I'm more interested in what data mining are we trying to do here? Because that's what Zynga's business model was. It wasn't selling microtransaction. It was literally selling all of the data they got off of Facebook.
This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna see the choices that you make in the game and assign like a personality trait, and they're gonna sell personalities to advertisers.
Yep.
So if you're someone who chooses like, oh, I killed this character off, and you're more cynical, then they're gonna start to sell you more of like an alt-right style kind of like publicity, you know what I mean? And then the other way, if you like let people live, then they're gonna start to sell you like left propaganda over to you. So that's where it's gonna head, man.
What
and
the fuck? I'm cynical as fuck. I guess I'm all right. All right.
They have pretty
You
deep.
let this character die. Here's
They have
some
pretty
fake news.
Yeah, they have pretty deep. And now your phone is gonna track your face, so then they can see your
Well,
face
I'm
and
not
match it up.
buying that piece of shit phone. So
You don't know what phone's looking at you. Your TV's looking at you sometimes.
You didn't give this character the medicine. You identify with the farmer, bro.
Also, I just wanted to do a quick update. These guys saw me just going like freaking out, basically. I updated Warframe because it's been a while since I updated it and then launched it. And of course, I just wanted to do a little test. And of course, my daily is discount, 48 hours only.
Oh, there you go.
Mm.
You gonna buy it?
No,
Jerry's gonna.
You gonna
buy
skip that one?
it.
no.
He's thinking about it.
Come on, Jerry.
Get the wallet out, man. Warframe needs some cash, dude. Warframe needs some cash.
There
Hold
you
on,
go.
Let me click it. There you go.
There you go. Just instantly, of course. Like, yep,
It's
I'm
the
done.
token of the Lotus, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
The token of the 20% off.
That's that Zanga model.
48 hours only.
Let's move on to a big story here that we can kind of move into as a deep topic. YouTube accepts Campo Santos, which is I like that name. Okay, I think that's a cool name. Campo Santo. It kind of has like a jingle to it. It kind of rolls off the tongue. It's fun to say. Campo Santo.
Has a Grand Theft Auto vibe to it.
Like an NPC vibe.
No, like a city.
or like a car or like a fucking scooter. Grand Theft Auto scooter. Anyways, YouTube accepts Campo Santos copyright strike against PewDiePie could lead to bigger issues. This is not good. This is not good.
No.
And we talked about this before when this whole situation came out and how this is the bigger issue. And I'm sure many others see it as well. It was when
Well, I mean, the other issue was big too.
Yeah.
But this is also a separate issue altogether.
this is more of a
that's what
devastating issue, I think.
Yeah,
than
that's what
PewDiePie saying a bad word. You know.
Same. This affects a lot more people than fucking PewDiePie ever will.
Yeah.
Like, it does. Like, that's
I
why
don't know,
when
he's
you
got like
said
50
that,
million subs, but yeah.
yeah, and this affects every single person who uses YouTube or watches YouTube.
Yeah, it's a more
Pretty sure that's a lot
devastating.
Bigger than just one YouTuber. He's the biggest YouTuber, but he's not the entire platform.
And
That's why I asked immediately when you were saying that. I was like, what?
yeah, so basically, if you don't know, Campo Santo founder Sean Vanneman. Here's a quote from the story. Campo Santo founder Sean Vanneman first tweeted that Campo Santo would be issuing the request on Sunday following Kellberg's live streams where the YouTuber was caught using a racist term. So he uses a racist term in one of his videos, not playing this guy's game, which is Firewatch. He's playing a PUBG and he says it and he gets really upset and says, I'm going to copyright strike all of the videos of you let's playing my videos because fuck you, PewDiePie. I don't like you. You're racist. You're anti-Semitic, whatever he thinks. So he's going to do this. Now, regardless of what PewDiePie did or said, right? Regardless of what he said, there was a lot of backlash against these guys for doing that because you can't allow someone to play your game and not do anything about it, and then all of a sudden you're just like, well, I don't like you anymore, so I'm gonna make sure that you don't receive any of the monetization. I'm gonna copyright strike your entire channel or your entire series.
Even on their website, they have a statement that says that it's okay for people to play their games and stream them and record them for YouTube and make money off of it. Like, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Like, this is obviously just for publicity, PR. This is obviously for PR. Like, there's no other reason to do this because the videos have already been put up. So they're like, you know what? Nobody's talking about Firewatch anymore. Let's do this. And oh look, people are talking about Firewatch again. Maybe some people will be like, hey, I've never played Firewatch. What's this?
Well, now they're coming on videos for unrelated issues.
But let's be real, Nintendo's been doing this for years anyway.
Oh yeah.
So, and Capcom.
Yep. Well,
if you play a Capcom game and you play with music on, you're getting fucking striked.
Yeah, but their stance has always been the same, which is just like, fuck that. You know, you can't play our games, put them up online. This is fucked up because he's picking and choosing who he wants to strike down. And YouTube, he can do that all he wants, right? I don't care if he wants to do that. But the platform YouTube should not grant that request. They should, you know what I mean? They should have a stance saying, if you allow your games on this platform, then they have to stay up. You can't strike them. If you don't want them, make sure it's known, and then we'll take all the videos down. You can't pick and choose which ones you want because you don't like someone.
It's a legal matter. You have to follow the legal matter, not just like
oh yeah, okay, I'll let it slide. Like, isn't this infringing on free use?
That's the argument, though. But that's the argument. Is a Let's Play free use? Does it constitute free use?
Well, I mean, even if you want to go into Firewatch, I'm not going to say who, but I do know a YouTuber who's not small by any means. They're sometimes tongue-in-cheek racist, and there's definitely videos of them being like that while playing Firewatch. Those are still there.
Yeah, but it's stupid because YouTube needs to make it definitive and stop making their rules so vague where they can just whimsically shut down someone's channel or delete their videos or demonetize them, because it makes everyone like what are you doing, you know?
This is what happens when you have a platform that is trapped between corporate funding, but you rely on the public to 100%. Actually watch it. Like 100%. They're just in this middle point where I mean, big business is basically trying to buy them and make them do whatever they want to, but people get outraged over it. And I mean, but let's be real, they could do anything they wanted to and people wouldn't stop watching YouTube. That's the thing.
Well, that's where it comes down to, though, is like, I do agree with that, but it's like, this is a little indie dev. This isn't big corporation, you know what I mean?
This isn't big business.
This ain't Coca-Cola saying, hey, don't show my ads like that. This is
but the other side of it.
I disagree with you using my video, so I am going to take legal action against you.
But the other side of it is that they are seen like, okay, YouTube didn't let this. Like, he was upset by someone using racist terms, and they didn't take down that guy's videos. They need to look good for the advertisers as well, and that's that's the problem with YouTube. It's you're getting paid by these advertisers, so but the content creators don't see it that way. They see it that YouTube's paying them. The advertisers are paying them. So in reality, everyone who's making money off YouTube should play to the advertisers, and the advertisers have been very they have given a lot of leeway in terms of what they'll fund, right? Because they leave it up to YouTube, and it's up to YouTube
until here recently.
Yeah, until this year.
Yeah, this past year, like Disney pulling out all their.
Yeah, and it's gotten to a breaking point because, like I said, there's a lot of people who are making money, but they're not catering to those advertisers. And advertisers are like, fuck that. Listen, if you want to get paid, you have to cater to us and sell our product, because that's why we're paying you. And I understand that. I really understand that. And I'm sure it's a very difficult job to figure out how to play that balance. It's probably one of the hardest jobs you can do, because the public is the public. And you got a lot of people who use this platform who are younger, right? They don't play by traditional rules. They don't care for swears, and you know what I mean? They're going to consume that content anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, though. It's also a balancing act, too, because like the creatives do have that amount of like leeway in their own argument, you know what I mean? Where it's like, you can give us money to advertise, or you're going to lose this entire like sect of the market because they're only watching us anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I think that the newer way, I guess, that people will make money off of YouTube, or the next generation of people will make money off of YouTube, will strictly be pretty much like Patreon and paid sponsorships. And that's it. Because, yeah.
Speaking of which, check out our Patreon at Jeremy J. Rose at PayPal.com.
Well, what's going to happen is that those advertisers, once they start to see that people are saying, I'm just demonetizing my videos and getting paid under the books, they're going to start to open up their borders again and allow more content that's a little bit more racy, and because that's just how the world works. They think that people want this clean, squeaky friendly kind of stuff. Sure, that like racist slurs and stuff like that, that's always going to be an issue. But like my channel getting demonetized, my other channel which does vaping videos, getting demonetized, and there's nothing really non-family friendly about it other than sometimes the language. So I think that it's going to start to contract, and you're going to have to rely on like Patreons and stuff, and then advertisers are going to lose money there. They're going to want to advertise in, so they'll open up their borders a little bit, and then something like this will happen again, and then they'll close them back down, and then it's just a constant ebb and flow.
This is heckin' ridiculous. I'm flipping mad.
Yeah.
Speaking of ebb and flow, the Contortionists came out with an album last week, and it was really good. I'm sorry, I just needed to throw that in there.
Last week?
Said ebb and, yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah, the 15th, actually. 3 days ago.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah,
what's the name of this album?
It's
Clairvoyancy?
Yeah, Clairvoyant. Yeah, it's really chill. I don't know. You said ebb and flow, and on the last album language they say ebb and flow like 40,000 times.
So, oh yeah.
Yeah, it triggered me right then. But yeah, my bad. Didn't mean to derail.
No, go ahead.
Kind of did though. No, that was my only point.
So I'm gonna read something here. This is a quote. According to Mona Ibrahim, a lawyer who works with the gaming industry and who has written about the issue in the past for Polygon Studios, in the case of a Let's Play video, a content owner like Campo Santo would argue that they can revoke their permissive, non-exclusive license to stream granted to end users against anyone who uses their content in a way they find offensive or in a way that associates their game or brand with something against their values. And okay, I kind of understand that as well. You should be, as a content provider, you should be allowed to say you could use my content as long as you're not. I don't know. This is difficult.
No, I get that. The argument comes in where this literally had nothing to do with Firewatch until Firewatch decided it did.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I forgot about that. He's not playing their game. He didn't mention their game. He just happened to be associated with the game by playing it one time on his channel. And
sad thing is they probably made a lot of money off of him playing that game.
Oh, for sure. It's pretty disappointing, to be honest, Felix says. Whether you like me or Mr. Vandeman, these laws are created for people to take down content. These laws are created for people to take down content, and whenever there's power to do so, it's going to be abused, especially when the reason to take down the content has nothing to do with copyright. I think these laws are important to protect artists' work and protect what they do, and that's why I think it's really dangerous to make these sort of claims and do these sort of copyright claims for no valid reason. And that's ultimately the bigger fight. Is this legal? Can you use the law in your advantage here? Now, is it fair use to do a Let's Play and there are Let's Plays out there where there is no commentary, it's just someone doing a walkthrough? Is that fair use? I'm not sure it is. Now, you're not specifically like a video. You can just play a video and watch it, and that's how you consume it. But a game, you have to actually play it.
I think that's where the fair use gets really muddy, is because it's not the exact same experience every single time.
It gets muddy, but like the point of fair use too, though, is it has to be represented in a way that's different.
Yeah,
it's transformative. It needs to be transformative.
Exactly.
Work. And if you're doing a walkthrough, is that transformative? not sure.
I think it really depends on how you are presenting it.
Because you need to play a game to experience it. You can't just watch a game to experience it. You have to play it. So it might be just transformative in itself by putting it up as a video, right? Because it's a game. It's not a fucking
it's
movie.
not a video.
Yeah.
Or media.
So
movie.
that's something a court would need to really determine. And I don't think anyone has the answers, and we're just going to need a court to decide. I'm not sure.
Yeah. For me, it's more, this is a lot less smutty to me personally, but yeah. It's just like, this had nothing to do with Firewatch.
I mean, I think everybody that's not in that dev company realizes it's a dick move, unless you just really hate PewDiePie. Like, I don't really like the guy. I don't really like the guy, but I still think that this is kind of a bit much. Like, it's dumb. Yeah. It's not even that it's dumb against PewDiePie. It's just it opens up the floodgates for people to be able to, whatever company, to be able to do whatever they want to.
Yeah, and like, how far does it go? Like, I had a soda in my video or something. Now, can Pepsi take my video down because I said something stupid in the video? Like, or I had 5 different sodas.
No, it wasn't even.
All those soda companies now have to fight for which one takes my video down for the like.
It's not even crazy. That though. It's not even that though. This is worse, at least in my opinion. You had that Pepsi can in a video 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And now you said something, and I was like, oh. Well, I remember that. I got you now.
Pepsi doesn't want to be associated with that, so you're gonna have to take down every single video that you've ever had a Pepsi can in.
Exactly. And Pepsi owns a lot more than just soda.
You would be fucked because of all the shit Colt has said.
I know. My whole channel is basically demonetized now anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
That's
I'm just running off Patreons. Big fucking bootleg Patreons.
Bootleg Patreon, aka DOD.
DOD memberships.
DIY.com, where you can get your discount. Or not discount, but membership.
Chances are, if you're listening to this, you probably know.
Check out our Patreon at nolife.com/Patreon/ this website doesn't exist yet, but you know what? One sec. You know what? Just keep talking, guys.
All right. Well, first of all,
he's about to set it up.
To the listeners, there was a long debate on if we wanted to start a Patreon or not for this specific channel, No Life. Yeah. And there was a lot of.
We decided against it.
We decided,
or at least against it
for now.
In the early.
For now.
In the early, yeah.
We don't know what YouTube will be like in the future.
Now, for me making personally, a Patreon, wink, wink.
For my other channel. I am against it because I already have something like that set up. I wouldn't need to set that up. But say if I just ran on YouTube money to do my stuff, I probably would have to set up a Patreon because of how crazy that copyrights and the restrictions YouTube is putting on content creators. And I understand that advertisers need certain type of content that they want to advertise on. I get that. It just it puts a lot of people you have to do it a different way. And if you want certain kind of content in the future on YouTube, you might have to pay for it for like that extra content, something that you might have gotten for free. Otherwise, you might now have to pay for it, which I don't think is too big of an issue, because usually if you like someone and you like what they're doing, you wouldn't mind throwing a couple bucks their way to help them out and to watch more like extra content. I do it for tons of other channels, and it's cool. Some people do abuse their Patreons, but that's another story. That's another deep topic. Do you have any other deep topics for today? I don't think we do, guys. I think that's it for the show. We had a Netflix versus cable story. I guess we could touch on it. We're about an hour and a half in. We can end it here, but we'll touch on this story really quick before we get out of here.
We can do that, or we can do it next week.
We'll end it here, but let's talk about it right now. Actually,
we can end it here, but let's just touch on it for 1 second, because we don't. It's not a big deal.
Give a little teaser.
We're giving you guys more content.
Yeah, sign up for the Patreon at nolifespatreon.com.
And if you want to see more of this, DLC is added.
Yeah. All right, so the Emmys were yesterday, and basically there was no public television other than a few that were nominated. It was all Netflix. It was all Hulu. It was all what's the other one? Netflix, Hulu, What's the other one?
Amazon.
There's
Amazon.
yeah, Amazon Prime.
What's the
There's,
other one? There's another one.
Another
Maybe
one.
That's it. Maybe that's it.
Another one.
Netflix, Amazon
Another
Prime, and
one.
Hulu. Handmaid's Tale won like best drama, and then Veep from HBO won best comedy. Donald Glover became like the first black producer to win for a comedy for Atlanta, which is an amazing show. If you haven't watched Atlanta, hop up and watch that.
DJ Khaled won another one.
Black Mirror won best television movie for San Junipero.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
was
awesome.
actually a really good episode.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
the
That's a
only
lot of
not
people's
depressing episode in that whole season.
Yeah, that was
That
actually
whole
my least
series.
favorite of that season, though. But I know
Oh, it was?
I'm in the minority. I'm in the minority there.
I really liked it. Yeah,
I thought it was cool, but it was the one that had the least impact. Maybe because it was like different from a regular Black Mirror episode.
I'll tell you what, the gamer one really scared me the most. It didn't scare me, but it freaked me out, dude.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
Ugh.
Yeah, that one was awesome. But yeah, so I watched Handmaid's Tale. Me and Kate were talking about it today. We completely agree with that win. That might be the best show of 2017 in my opinion. Have you guys seen that? It's on Hulu, so you would have to have Hulu to watch it. That's how we get our live TV. Fucking phenomenal. It's a phenomenal show, and it's like Black Mirror. If you think it's a show that's about like handmaids, it's not. It's like a long Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, I've
And
heard it's like a psychological thriller
Oh my god,
handmaids.
so good.
with handmaids.
Now, a
Details.
handmaid
Details.
is basically a woman who carries a child for someone. Her entire goal is to
Oh,
carry
like a
children.
surrogate.
And like a surrogate. And basically the
With a
entire
tail.
world is impotent except for these handmaids. They're the only ones that can carry children, and it gets fucked up because this is like a post, like in the future type of world. And
It reminds me of somewhat of like Children of Men.
it's sort
With
of like
tails.
that. It's
I
sort of
love
like
that
that.
movie.
Think of that mixed with Black Mirror, and you have
Okay.
Handmaid's Tale. And it's a great fucking show. The acting is so good. The camera work is so good. And we completely agree. It's probably one of the best shows of 2017. And there was a lot of good TV in 2017. So for me to say that means a lot. And Kate agrees too. And she's someone that doesn't like shows like that. Like she watches fucking Bravo and Real Housewives and shit. And she enjoyed this show. So
Bravo! Is that still a thing?
She's a chick, dude. Yeah, dude. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
dude. You got the Real Housewives Atlanta, Real Housewives in New York, the Real Housewives in Las Vegas, the Real
Real
Housewives.
Housewives of New Jersey.
Keep
on
going.
the
There's
other
more.
ones.
There's
the
more.
Real
Keep
Housewives
going.
of LA, the Real
There's like
Housewives
4 different
of,
LA ones.
Vancouver, the Real Housewives of Mexico City, the Real Housewives of
I don't know if
Paris.
I don't know if there's a Real Housewives of Mexico City, but I'll get back to you on that.
There will be.
Yeah, she
It's
watches all
already
that
the
shit.
trend.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, my mom watches that
She
shit.
likes that shit, man. And she likes Handmaid's Tale, so go check that out. But yeah, so
That's-
cable's dead. I got rid of cable a while ago. I have no
Okay.
interest in ever getting cable ever again.
Yeah, ever since honestly,
dead.
ever since I've lived on my own, which has been since I've been 18.
Yeah.
I've never, I think one year maybe is about as much cable as I've had,
Yeah.
and that's only because my roommates wanted to watch football.
I have.
Yeah, and that's the only
okay,
time I ever think about getting cable is like, oh, do I want to watch football this year or not? And now
And
there's
as-
other ways to get it. So you
As
don't
a
have to do
football
it.
fan whose team is not in my region, I just go online because
Yeah.
Reddit has everything I could use.
I was
to get
what I was
my
just gonna say
games.
is, all right, I had cable for the last 8 months. I used it twice, and I only had it because I got it for free.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
still like even having it for free. I barely used it.
Like I'm even at the point that like when I move to a new place or whatever, and I go to set my Comcast up, and Comcast is like, if you get the internet and TV package, it'll be $15 cheaper for the
Nope.
first year. I'm just like, no,
Nope.
I'm good.
Don't want
Just give me the internet. Don't want it.
Then they try to sell you a landline.
Yeah, dude. It's like if you buy
Because,
this package,
2017, everyone loves their landlines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
my
they push it on you so hard, and you have to say, look, I don't want a fucking landline in my goddamn house. I don't care if it's free. Stop trying to
It's like-
give me your
it's like the
fucking
episode of
trash.
South
I don't
Park.
care if it's free forever. I
Yeah.
don't want it.
No,
don't
it's
want
like
it.
that episode of South Park where they just go to the cable companies. Oh, you
I'm
want to
sorry.
leave? Oh,
I'm
sorry. We're the only ones in town.
Yeah,
We're
classic.
sorry.
Classic episode. Yeah, so
Fuck
sorry,
the
cable,
cable
you're
companies.
fucked. Now there are good shows on cable, and it sucks for those shows. Like I love FX. I think FX has great shows. Atlanta is one of them. I like Modern Family. I think that's a funny ass show. There's a lot of good like NBC comedies
South
and
Park.
stuff like that. South Park. You got Comedy Central stuff.
But to be
But
fair,
now there's ways you
can
can
get
get
those
them on-
shows online.
Yes, now there's
Yeah.
ways you can get them
You
online.
just go to South Park's website or Comedy Central. You don't like need to
Right.
put anything. You can watch the show the day after.
Yeah, and you do need like a cable account, but there you can figure out ways to get through that.
Yeah.
You can figure
Even
out.
if you don't
Or
do
if you have
that,
the internet.
almost, I was gonna say, even with all of those shows, you can literally go and to YouTube and buy the season, and you
Yep.
will get them the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so it's cable. I don't understand how long. I don't know how long it's gonna last. For
Not
for
much
this.
longer. And
It
that's why net
can't.
neutrality is a big deal now.
Yeah,
And that's why it's
Oh,
becoming
you
a
like
big deal.
Netflix? You like watching Netflix? Yeah, we're gonna slow that bitch down.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You
they're
want to
not
get
gonna
Netflix
slow
on
Netflix.
our
That's not
internet?
how it works. But
You want to get
We'll save
Netflix
that.
on our internet? You got to pay more.
yeah,
don't
so I
block
don't. I think that the Emmys this year. I didn't watch it. I just saw the results come in.
Who fucking watches
Who
the
watches?
Emmys?
Yeah.
Who watches award
Speaking of
shows
which, we don't
anymore
even have
anyway?
cable to watch it anyway. So I
We
wouldn't
all
Real
have
know
been
the
able
only
to.
Housewives of the
award
Emmys.
show. We all know the only award show worth watching.
Wait.
is the Game Awards.
None of them?
Hold
Not
on a
even
second.
that?
That's a
Listen
cringe.
to
No,
this bullshit.
none?
Listen to this bullshit. I forgot to say this. So my dad was coming over yesterday and he wanted to come watch football games with me. I don't have cable, so I had to figure out a way to watch the NFL. So I was like, oh wait, I have Hulu's live TV service and we'll be able to watch NBC around 4:30 when the football game comes on. So that's how we'll do it. So it was Thursday night when I thought of this, and there was a game on Thursday night, and I was like, all right, let me watch the game. And I went to go put it on Hulu Live TV, not available. So you can't even watch NFL through Hulu. They
That
force
is
you-
because of the NFL.
Yes, they force you to watch it through the fucking through the thing. What is that?
That's the card. That looks like the Cardinals game.
What are you watching that on?
That's that Verizon. It's all on Verizon now.
No,
I can watch Verizon. I can watch
Oh, is that
anything,
your
yeah.
Go Play 60? Is that
No,
what
you
that is?
can watch
Play
NFL.
60?
Yeah, basically.
Isn't that the athletic program they have for like obese kids?
No, dude, it's Go 90.
Oh, whatever. They changed it from
No,
60 to 90.
NFL Network. If you're on Verizon, you can watch anything for free.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep, 24/7 every
Verizon
game.
FiOS?
No, the phone service. It's the mobile app.
That's so stupid.
Which, yeah,
I have
it sucks,
FiOS. Why
but
can't
it's
they
also
give me
like-
it on fucking FiOS?
No, I mean you can
NFL
figure
is
out.
so
You can,
annoying, dude.
yeah, pretty much.
Dude,
But you
it's
can
all about
figure out
money and
ways-
contracts.
All I'm saying is you can figure out ways to put that on your Chromecast.
You can
Yeah, you
find
can, but the
ways-
problem is that it's not HD. Like I just got the 4K TV. I wanted to watch NFL, nice high def, and I had to
Oh,
watch it
this is
through.
He
HD.
wants to watch.
I had to watch it through
Ezekiel
fucking
Elliott's
Fubo
butt
TV.
in 4K.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I want to see those dimples,
These Zeke dimples.
those Zeke dimples.
The
Yeah. So fuck
what,
the NFL,
8
man.
rush
I couldn't
for
believe
12
it.
yards
I could
dimples.
not believe it. It was just like unavailable, and I was like, "Is Hulu? Is there like an error here?" And then I looked it up, and it was like, "No, the NFL doesn't want you streaming on anything." And that's what Hulu said. So it's
All
like,
I know
oh,
is
nice.
for as shitty as Reddit can be, Reddit has some uses.
Yeah. But now what I'm thinking about doing is getting like the Gears TV, which is like a private server for like every channel ever. It's like basically like a pirated bootleg TV. And it's $15 a month, and you set it up through Kodi, and then you
It's like
throw
the-
like this TV guide on top of it.
Sounds like the modern day black box.
Exactly.
You guys
what
remember
it
the
is.
black box?
That's exactly what it is.
No, there was Arrow. Was it Arrow? There was one of those in New York like a couple
There's
years
a
ago.
few.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
They
best
also
one
got
these days they say
sued
is
the
Gears.
shit out of.
Yeah,
So they got-
I'm
just be
pretty sure
careful.
this guy's gonna get sued pretty soon.
Yeah, they got.
'Cause I was
sued
reading
the
about it. He like
bleep out of it.
he like posts on his Facebook group like stacks of money that he's made off of this Gears TV, and he like drives like crazy cars, and he's
All
definitely
right.
gonna
Does
get
he
shut
have
down.
a Jeep? Is it a Jeep thing?
He's gonna be shut down soon. All right.
You also got stuff like Sling TV and things like that too, which will give you like ESPN type stuff.
Yeah, but it won't give you NFL because it's fucking bullshit. I use Sling TV also, and it's not very good service.
That's what I figured.
The
But
HD it's not HD. It's like 720p. It's kind of bullshit. But
or you can just get a Google Pixel 2 through Verizon, and you can watch.
no
it
one
whenever
wants
you-
shitty ass Verizon fucking cell phone service. Shit is so expensive.
It's literally the only good thing they got.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can watch NFL
It's all,
games.
all
live.
about that Cricket Wireless.
The cool thing too is it's God. They worked out a deal too, so it's everything. You know what I mean? It's not just like here's a camera of the field. It's the actual broadcast.
Yeah.
And I mean, they even worked it out with ESPN, so you even get like Monday night, everything like that, every game.
Yeah, that's dope. All right, let's close this up.
That wouldn't be able to watch it.
Thank you all for listening to the No Life Gaming Podcast. We'll catch you guys next week. I'll talk about the PS4 Pro next week when I have a little bit more time with it.
Wait,
Go ahead.
you bought a PS4 Pro?
Kate got it for me for my B-Day. And
Oh,
let
nice.
me tell you something real quick.
Next
before we get
week.
out of here.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, we'll save it for next week.
It's
All right.
really next week.
We'll save that for next
Boom,
week.
boom.
Yeah, you need the Bravo. You need the Bravo.
Apparently,
you
all
guys
you
later.
motherfuckers are watching Bravo, and not me.
Oh wait, by
Bye.
the way, hold on. By the way, I got a TV in my office. I'm pumped on that.
Oh, nice.
Woo. Watching some kind of funny gaming. All right, guys.
Yo.
Peace. See you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.